HUE, hue and saturation. Let's drop a hue and saturation on here. And let's see if we can clean up the green. Ugh. Already we see, this is not really working so good, so. I think that green is probably hanging out more like yellow. No, not so much blue. Oh boy. And then what if we can tint it? Let's just try and maybe make it a little bit more orange. That's not terrible. It looks like a little funny there, but let's try another angle here. Ka-chow. Oh, man, I moved a whole lot in this. A lot of blur. It's not terrible. Yeah, let's go with that for now. Now, what might this lighting be good for? Well, it's an orange gel, so let's come back here. Let's drop in something like these. How about this beautiful sunset? Kabam. Look at me. I am styling in a sunset. Okay, now we can see a little bit more of what we need to deal with here. Okay, so this is a little bit drastic. And maybe we can go into key light and we can shrink it down just a little more, maybe 2. Yeah, I guess that helps a little bit. You know, also maybe we'll do a light wrap here too. That might be nice. Okay, so let's control, we'll call this keyed. Excellent. And yeah, let's duplicate it and we'll duplicate this. I want this and then I want alpha matte. And I want regular alpha matte. There we go. Cool. And then I take this and I'll call this light wrap. Yeah, you know, it's not how you're supposed to spell it, but that's how I spelled it. And then we'll duplicate this one more time. I want to knock it out with the keyed footage. There we go. Cool. Fast blur. We'll throw a fast blur on here. And we don't need nearly as much of that. Cool. And then we'll jump in here to our light wrap and we'll throw a fast blur on L background. Because we just want to get the tones of this, which is all kind of orangey. Cool. And then the keyed footage goes below that. Kabam. And then we'll set this to add. And then we will go to T. So let's set it to screen. How about? Screen's a little more subtle. Yeah, I'm feeling that. I'm feeling that. Tell you what. That's looking real good, yo. All right, lastly, we'll do a little bit of color correction. I'm just going to use Colorista. Colorista. I'll actually pronounce it right. And we'll try and match this to the background just a little bit. So everything maybe points just a little bit to orange. Just a hair, though. We don't want to overdo it. Don't want to overdo it. Don't want to overdo it. That's too much. And so we'll bring it back. Maybe just a little bit. And what really kind of sells this is the orange backlight that I have going on there, which really makes it look like, you know, the sun's kind of popping me from behind there. And we could even throw like a little box blur on this and maybe give this like a 10 and maybe give this like a 10. So I could just flippy floppy that. Maybe move it way up like this. And yeah. So you can see just a little bit, another kind of setup here. Obviously, the waves aren't crashing, but it's so blurred that maybe that could be a hill. You know, it doesn't have to be waves. But you can see how a little bit different of a lighting setup here with a nice big orange backlight. This is pretty simple. This is just 3 lights. I have a kicker in back, a big giant softbox over here, and another little kind of hair light up above, kind of striking this way. And it gives my camera a little bit more detail to work with here in my hair, in my face here, in my shirt. And even at 100%, that's not terrible. See a little bit of jaggy jigglies here. And that's just probably never going to come out. That's just kind of one of the pitfalls of using a DSLR camera. But even from the side here, that looks pretty respectable. The hair looks pretty nice. We could even, whoa. Yeah, maybe we couldn't even do that. We could mask it off. That might do a little something. Just like we did before. We'll subtract it. Maybe do something like that. That way we get most of the light wrap coming from this side. And then we could even maybe boost the opacity just a little bit. You can also come in here and maybe Just jam with those just a little bit. Hey buddy, just look at the camera like a normal person. There you go. There you go. Yeah, look at that. See? No light wrap. Light wrap. I see we can move this maybe to more here and here. See? Now you can believe it. See the sun catching my forehead? And obviously there's something really bright right here. But what are you going to do? You know? But you can see the sun is hitting my shoulder here, hitting this shoulder, hitting my hair all up. That's not terrible. Kind of like that. And so there it is. There's just one more quick lighting and compositing example there with a little bit different light setup, and hope that helps. As you saw from the last example, there are some tricks that you can do to light to your camera's strengths. This will make your subject look better, but it doesn't always work for compositing. Remember that if you're green screening, you should always be thinking about what you're going to be compositing onto. If you're thinking about using a green screen and then just putting a white background or a black background behind your subject, just don't. It's much easier to shoot it in front of a white or black background, light it properly, and get great results. Those setups are very easy to do, and something that I hope to cover in a future course. Keep in mind that depending on your gear, you can get pretty decent results, but you may run into problems with the lack of color information depending on your camera system. If you are working on a project and you need to pull perfect keys, consider renting a camera that shoots and records at least 422. Those can be rented for a few $100 a week, but before you even consider that, you should definitely work with what you have and master it. You will learn a ton of practical stuff along the way about lighting, setups, and how to work with your gear. Also, putting the time into the compositing side will help a ton as well. That will give you a perspective of the types of shots that you can pull off and how much work it'll take to make them look great. I hope that you found this course really helpful in your video production journey. There are a ton of great resources out there on the web, so always keep learning and practicing what you have learned. Again, I'm Dave Bode. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you around.